Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be doing my makeup collection. I'm just going to be talking you through every product. I just wanted to do a little intro to say hi. I'm going to be getting back into my videos again, so be sure to be looking forward to more. And if there's any products that you want to see videos on, let me know because I will do that. Also, the drawers I have, I'm not sure, I can't remember if I mentioned it in the video or not, but the drawers I have are the IKEA Kopang, I believe, chest of drawers. So I hope you enjoyed this video and let's just get on with it. In this first drawer I have put all of my powders, blushes, bronzers and highlights. My dividers in these drawers are the ones from my Alex drawers. So when I bought these drawers I was looking for chest of drawers instead because I didn't like Alex drawers because the drawers are thin and you couldn't really get anything past the back when you had dividers in there. I guess I'll just start with the back section. So here we just have two of the Made by Mitchell blush pressed. One of these I got in a mystery box and the other one I bought. So the one I got in a mystery box is this one. It's in the shade Ready or Not and it's very dark, but I can use it as bronzer if I'm light-handed. I found with a lot of his, well, a lot of bronzers in general, even if they're too dark for you, you can be light-handed with them. So the reason they're here is because they don't fit into my dividers. Or they do, but like kind of awkwardly. Actually no, they don't at all. And then this is the shade that I bought. This is the shade Cheeky, which is actually my like bronzer shade. I do really want to get some of the actual blush ones. Then I just have the NYX, what is this called? Highlight and Contour Pro palette, which I've had for like, maybe potentially should get rid of it because I think I've had this for like 6 years, maybe 7. You can probably go back on my channel and find it. Then I have the Lottie London Shimmer Squad, which is actually stunning. I always forget about my face palettes. They're actually, it's such a pretty highlight. And also like, I don't know how I didn't know this, but highlight kind of went out of style. Personally, I've always used it. I love it. Then I have this Saint-Tropez bronzer, which I think I bought once and didn't realise how big it was going to be. But it has got a slight shimmer to it, which I didn't like at the time. But I actually really like bronzers with shimmer in it now. And then behind that is just the Huda Beauty Winter Highlight Palette, which still has this thing in. I don't really use it because of the colours, but if I start doing TikToks, that could come in handy. So at the end here, I have my, what is this? BH Cosmetics Bellini palette, which I love this. I've been using it a lot recently. It doesn't look like it, but I have actually been using it. It's just got really pretty shades and it's great to just take. I use it as my mirror when I go somewhere. It's very handy. And then I have the e.l.f. little palette. I don't know if it's got a name. Total Face palette. Also, any of the products you see in my entire collection, if you want me to do videos on, let me know. Also, I am going to get into starting doing TikToks. So I just have this little Revolution anti-balm thing, anti-shine balm. Then I have the L'Oreal Infallible. I have the Kiko Matte Fusion, which is slightly darker, which sometimes I use this if I'm just going to the, like when I go to the gym, I just use a powder puff and put this on. Oh yeah, I don't have many pressed powders. Then I have the Revolution Pro Translucent Pressed Powder, which I don't really tend to use because it's just very white. And I understand it's a translucent powder, but it's still very, very white. Then I have the same thing, but it's a bronzer. And this is one of those situations where it's very, very dark, but I can use it very light-handed and it works perfectly. Then I have my Milani Baked Bronzer in the shade 09. And I love this stuff because it's got like a shimmer to it. And I, for some reason now, love shimmer bronzers. I have my Topshop one. I have my L'Oreal Back to Bronze. I don't know what I feel about this. Maybe it's got a slight film on top that I need to try and scratch off, but like whenever I use this I feel like I get nothing, just nothing. Miss Lynn, is that the brand? Yeah. Beach Please Bronzing and Contouring Powder, which I've used this a lot. This was my favourite for a long time. Actually haven't reached for it in a while. I think again it might have that slight film that I need to scratch off because sometimes when you use stuff a lot it does get that. I have my Hoola, which again has been used loads. I got it like 7 years ago. My Too Faced, which this is my go-to. I love this stuff. I think is a really, really, really stunning bronzer. Then I have the Master Sculpt Maybelline thingy, which you can see how old this is. It's from 2016 because it was the Rio Olympics. Also, if you want to see me declutter my makeup, I uploaded it like a month ago, filmed it like a year ago. But it's still relevant because I haven't done a declutter since. And then I have the classic Sleek Contour Kit. And then we kind of go on to the blush section. Now, if anyone has any recommendations of a better way to organise this drawer, let me know. I do want to still use the dividers, but this was the best way I could think. So I have like little blushes. I have like a mini Rockateur. What is this? Is it like Be Perfect or something? But it's a little blush. I used to love this. I have a little Pixie blush, which I don't tend to use because I prefer pink blushes, but still very, very pretty. Then I have two sleek ones. One is really old. You can tell the packaging is different. So this is the older one, I think. Why did I think this was in the shade Flamingo? It's in the shade Pixie Pink. What? And this one's the one that's meant to be like NARS Orgasm. It's the rose gold one. I have this. This is very, very pigmented from Bourjois. I have a Beauty Bay blush, which has shimmer in it. I have a MAC. Is my MAC Desert Rose? I thought I got rid of this when I did my declutter. You know what I did? If you go back and watch that video, I don't know if I showed it, but I actually forgot I had this. I was meant to scratch it because you can see there's like a film, and normally when you scratch that off, it's back to normal. And I used to love this, so I need to do that. I have a little Beauty Crop blush. I have another MAC one, which is slightly more like neutral. I then have a Milani one, which I love this again because it's got that like shimmer to it. It's beautiful. I have a Revolution, a new Sephora one. I think this is the one that Kylie's makeup artist said is the best or something. I can't remember what he uses on Kylie, something like that. So I thought I'd try it because I just really wanted to get new blushes. I find I get bored with the ones I have. I have actually more than I realised. And then I have my XX Revolution. And then this middle section, what I've done is I've done powders, cream bronzers, and more powders. I don't actually think that logic made sense, but it's fine. So the reason I've done that is because I have all of my cream bronzers and stuff underneath in the next drawer, but these four are the ones that are pan ones and not in like a tube. Up here I have a By Terry powder, which I use this sometimes. I can't decide if I like it or not. It's like a hyaluronic acid one, so it kind of feels wet, but I like it, but I don't like it at the same time. And then I have a NYX finishing powder, which I don't really use this. And then I have the Huda Beauty powder in Pound Cake. I have yet to use this because I want to test it on a TikTok. I'll continue with powders. I have a Banana Light Revolution one, which I think is the packaging. I never really tried this properly. And then I have the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I've also not used this. Both of these I want to test on a TikTok, and then I want to do like a comparison, so I haven't yet used either of them. And then in the middle here I have my Huda Beauty Tantour in the shade Fair, which I love this stuff. Then I have my favourite, I also have a spare one back here, not a spare one, the old one, which I don't know why I've not been using it. My my Refi Beauty Cream Bronzer in Sand. This is my second one. I asked for it for Christmas because I ran out of the first one. I love this stuff so much. And then my old one's here, but I probably should try and finish what's left because I've near enough like finished the whole thing. I feel like I should just try and get what's left out of it. Then I always forget I have this, so I barely ever use it, but when I first got it I used it a lot. It's the Revolution Cream Bronzer in Inspire. It's kind of moving around, but it's really light, and obviously if I have tan on it's not going to be the best match, but like I probably should try it more. Then I have my brand new one, which I've not yet used because again I want to try it on TikTok, is the Pink Honey Face Frosting, and I got the shade Fudge Glaze because I couldn't decide between Fudge Glaze and Cookie Butter, but I just felt because this is more of a neutral shade it would be better. And then back here we go on to highlighters. So I have my Revolution one, which I always forget about this, like how stunning. I went through a phase of really not liking pink highlighter, but now I like it. Then I just have a like strobe balm for Revolution, which I don't really use, but I wanted to keep just in case. Then I have my Rare Beauty one in Mesmerize. I also want to get in Lighten. Then I have a Colourpop one, which is really old, but it still is absolutely fine. Ofra one, which again, I've not tried this. I forgot I had this. Because the packaging is very similar to this one, so then I kind of forgot this wasn't Revolution. Then I have a NARS, which for some reason has gone really sticky. I need to try and clean the packaging. It's a NARS, I actually think this was like a blush. It is, it's a Dual Intensity Blush in Jubilation. But the colours are stunning, so you can use them as like eyeshadows, but for some reason it's gone sticky. And then I have an Urban Decay Afterglow 8-hour powder highlighter in Sin, which is also very, very pretty. I think this would be a lovely eyeshadow actually. Then I have my Coca Cosmetics in, has this got a shade? It's her highlighter. Maybe this is the only shade. I can't remember. Then I have a NYX one, which is a duochrome one. I actually haven't used this. I think I got it in an advent calendar or something. A Revolution one, which this is also stunning. I have a lot of very stunning highlighters actually. My absolute go-to, the Mary Luminizer. So good. A Beauty Bay one, which is a bit too glittery and icy, but it's beautiful for inner corners, so I use it for that. Then I have, what is this? Oh, this is the little shimmer brick I got in an advent calendar. I have yet to use it because these confuse my brain. I have my MAC Soft and Gentle, which is a stunning, natural, lovely, glittery one. And then I have a loose highlighter, which terrifies me, so I don't use it. And at the back here, I just have some of the like bigger stuff. So I have two of my Soph X Revolution. This one's my favourite one, but I also have the lighter one as well. Then I have a number 7 one, which is huge, unnecessarily huge. This one, which is not that good, to be completely honest. I then have two of these Revolution Peach and Glow, oh, I Heart Revolution, Rose Gold Glow and Peach and Glow. So I think, if I remember correctly, it's like an ombre thing. It's like this. And the other one, ow, is like this. They're meant to be, I think they were meant to like, they were trying to copy like the Kylie things. Then I have two of these classic, sleek, old highlighters. This one's the Solstice one, and this one is the Midas Touch. Is it Midas Touch? And then I have two I Heart Revolution. One is a highlight or bronze blusher, and then this one is a highlighter. This was my favourite for a very long time. And they're just at the back because they are a bit bigger, so they fit better at the back. So this is this entire drawer. So as you can see, it's like I do actually have loads in this drawer, and when now I've gone through it and shown it, I'm like, I could be way more, I could explore my makeup way more than I do, to be completely honest. So I have actually just realised there's actually a gap down the side here for me to put things. So I might put my BB creams down there or something, and then I'm going to forget about them. I don't know. At the back here, I just have my Bare Minerals powder foundation. I still had some left. I didn't want to get rid of it. I used to use this for work. Then I just have this LA Girl Pro Coverage white foundation. I wanted to get the LA Girl, like, they have like foundation drops, like not drops, they have like foundation pigments like blue, yellow, orange, white and brown. And I wanted to get the white one and then the yellow one for foundations if they're too pink. They're all out of stock, so I ended up buying this, which I used once on holiday and it was fine, but then I got a tan. I didn't need it anymore. So I have the two Made by Mitchell colour cases. I have the Essentials one. I've not used either of them yet because, again, waiting for a TikTok. And then I have the Electrics. So the way this is laid out, I have foundation, concealer, cream, liquid, blush, it's there as well, liquid and cream bronzers, liquid and cream highlighters, and primers. I will start here, work my way that way. I was actually thinking about this the other day. I have a lot of foundations, but I'm kind of bored and want to get new ones. I have a couple I'm yet to try. So my absolute favourite is my Rare Beauty. As you can see, it's nearly run out. I need to get more soon. My absolute favourite. If you've not tried this, please try it. It's stunning. And then I have the H&B one, which I've not tried because I'm going to film a video for it. I then have the Maybelline Dream Radiant Foundation. I've got the Revlon Colour Stay, a Becca one. I've got the L'Oreal True Match, which is way too dark for me, but I can lighten it with anything else. I have an XX Revolution foundation. I have the Huda Beauty one, which I'm so sad about this because I just don't like it. Every time I use it, I used to love a matte finish, and don't get me wrong, my skin is still oily, but I'm finding nowadays it's more dry as well as oily. So I'm sort of in this weird thing now where whenever I use this, it just seems so drying, but I love it. Well, I don't love it, but it was expensive. So I think I might try it again, but with using a really, really moisturised base. And I have the two Revolution stick ones, which actually I really like. Then I have some Arborian. I've got a BB cream and CC cream. I've got a big version of the CC cream. And then I've got, oh, I've also got a Becca weightless foundation here. And then I have the Ordinary foundation, which is like this, but it looks disgusting, but you have to like give it a mix. I've actually never used it, so it's not gone off because it's never been used. Then I've not even opened it, like I've not pumped it or anything. Then I have the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I also haven't tried that. And the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Foundation. I bought this and apparently it's really like matte, a bit like the Huda Beauty one. So hopefully I'm going to like it. Then I have the Rare Beauty Tinted Moisturiser I bought last year and I've not used it because I wanted to film a video on it and I just didn't. So that's to come. Then I have 4 of the Revolution Conceal and Define foundations, which I literally never use anymore, but sometimes they're handy to have as like a colour correcting foundation, because I've got 4 shades. So if a foundation is slightly too dark or too yellow, I can add like one of these is a bit more pinky and it's very light, so I can add to foundations to kind of just alter the shade. So they're quite handy to keep. Then we go on to concealers. So at the front here I just have 2 of these Revolution Eye Bright Corrector Light to Medium and Medium to Deep. I didn't know which one I wanted, so I got both. In hindsight I could have just got the light to medium one, but it's fine. Sometimes I like mix them together because the pinkiness of this is good, but then this one's got a bit more like coverage because it's darker. I was trying to find like an erase paste dupe, so I have the Rare Beauty one, which I actually love this, but it's quite light. It's a bit lighter in coverage, but it's beautiful. Then I have 2 of these. I have, this is the no it's not, it's the Rimmel Multitasker Concealer in the shade Light and the shade Nude. This is the one I normally use with tan, and this is even if I have tan on, this is the one I use under my eyes and like the highlights of my face. I love this concealer so much. It is, I used to use the L'Oreal Infallible one, and then I tried this because it's sort of similar, and it's so, oh I'm falling over. It's so good. Like the coverage is just incredible, so I recommend this. Then I have the e.l.f. in the shade Fair, which doesn't seem very fair to me. Oh, maybe it is a little bit. Then I have the Revolution Pro Crease Proof Concealer. This is very, very full coverage. I remember I don't use it that often. I also have the Collection Lasting Perfection in the shade Cashew. A lot of my concealers are more for my skin than my under eyes, which doesn't make much sense because normally my foundations cover most of my blemishes, so I don't really need the skin coverage. I more need the under eye coverage. Then I have the Rimmel Lasting Radiance, which used to be the Wake Me Up concealer. This is also a lighter shade, or it's classic beige, maybe it's not. Then I have the HMB Soft Focus Airbrush Concealer, which is a very, very light shade, which I'm very happy about because now I'm actually going through my concealers. I'm realising a lot of my concealers aren't really under eye lightening, brightening concealers. A lot of them are my skin colour. So I'm actually so happy I ended up getting this in a really light shade. This is shade 0.5N. Then I have a Becca concealer, which is slightly pinker, but I'm actually quite happy that I have one like that in the shade Chai. The Huda Beauty, I actually completely forgot I had this. The Huda Beauty Overachiever concealer, which has like the metal thingy, in the shade Whipped Cream. I have the LA Girl concealer in Porcelain. I have this in the shade C7, which is the Conceal and Define. And then I have this one, which I don't really tend to use it, the Eye Bright in the shade Light. I've now proceeded to sit myself on a stool because I got pins and needles. On to the biggest section now, which is liquid blush, cream blush. The reason I have a lot, as you can see a lot of them are made by Mitchell, is because one of them, not one of them, I got a set of 6 for like £30 or £25 in Beauty Bay Black Friday like 2 years ago. And then on TikTok I got a set of 5, I think it was. Got a Rare Beauty one. I want to get more of these so bad. This is the shade Joy. I'm so happy I've got this shade because a lot of the Made by Mitch ones are more pinkier and a lot of my blushes are pinkier. So I'm really happy I've got this one. But I want more of them so bad, but they're always out of stock in the UK because we can only get them on Sephora UK or Space NK, and they're always out of stock. I really want to get the shade Encourage, I want to get Happy, Hope, I want to get Bliss. Bliss is sometimes in stock, but they're also quite expensive for me, to be honest. So maybe I'm going to say to myself, like, get monetized on YouTube again, and then like with that money try and get one or something. I don't know, try and motivate myself because I love them. Then I have quite a few Made by Mitchell. So I've got Cold Heart, I've got Sweet Cheeks, I've got Party Pink, which are also very, very pink. I've got Snatural, I've got Apricot Hot, I've got Teach and Peach, a Shy Boy, which looks like it's leaked a tiny bit, Peach Sugar, which was my favourite for a very long time, Posy Rosy, Mango Daiquiri, and Melon Sorbet. And then I have 2 of the blush lights, which Candy Trip and Pink Lynx. I think this one I got for my birthday or something, and this one was like in a set. So I have a lot of those, but I love them so much. Then I have a She Glam one in Love Cake. I have yet to try this. I really want to try this soon. I have, stand these up for a second. I have the Revolution Super Dewy one in Flushing For You. This is a really, really pretty colour. I have this NYX Sweet Cheeks, which these are really nice. I've used this. This is similar to Joy, I guess, actually. I never really put that together before. I guess it's kind of similar. I then have the Revolution Bright Light in the shade Divine Dark Pink, which is meant to be like a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury one, which I do have the Charlotte Tilbury one now in the shade Pinkgasm. I then have these 2 Beauty Bay. I've got Alice in Wonderland, Mad Hatter Tongue, and Mad Hatter, oh wait, what? Yeah, Mad Hatter Tongue and Mad Hatter Face. So you have like there's a peachy one, one's for the face, like the cheek, and this is like a lip one. And I have done a video on these, so you can go and check that out if you want. So that is all my blushes here. And then I have this, like, it kind of started overflowing. So I have this little section. I've got a Refy blusher, which I love this stuff so much. I recommend it more than anything. I have the XX Revolution, I don't know what this is called, blusher and lip tint, which I don't tend to use that much. Then I have, I'll come back to them, 2 of the Rare Beauty. I haven't used these yet either. Nearly Apricot and Nearly Mauve. See, these open, these are magnetic though, these ones. How stunning is that? So pretty. I also just bought the NARS Orgasm Blush, which I'm so happy about. And also recently, I bought 3 of the P. Louise, the Chic of It blushes, because they were on, like, if you bought 3, you got 60% off. So rather than one of these being like 14, I paid 16 for all 3 of them, and then I had £1.50 off of that anyway because of a discount I had. So I've got Pink Party, Cutie Cake, and Lolly Dolly. So these are the new shades, so I'm going to be trying these. Then I have my cream liquid bronzer section. So I have the She Glam Warm Honey bronzer. I have the Sosu one in Contour Cool, which I really like this. I don't tend to put it on my face like this though. I tend to use a brush. The Made by Mitchell Shady Business one, which I love this, but I do feel like it's starting to run out a tad. I think I've used a lot of it. I have the, I haven't actually given this a go yet. I've got it in a set ages ago. It's the Revolution Cream Stick Foundation in the shade F12. It came as like a contour stick thing, so got that to try. I have the Jacqueline Jossa Be Perfect Shape Stick in the shade Latte, which I've used this a few times. It's a really pretty colour. I then have the Rare Beauty bronzer stick in Always Sunny. I actually was going to get Happy Soul, but I ended up getting Always Sunny because every time I saw someone use Happy Soul, it was very neutral, it was very contoury, and I wanted more of a bronzer because I prefer a bronzer look to a contour look on myself. I actually love Rare Beauty. I genuinely think Rare Beauty is my favourite makeup brand. I really want to get more blushes so badly. I also want to get some of the lipsticks, the lip liners. There's so many products I haven't got. They're just expensive. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I would, if I had the money, I'm sure if I wasn't moved out, I'm sure I would have probably bought majority of the products by now. Then I just have the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand, which I've also not tried yet because I wanted a video. Next we're on to the liquid cream blushes. So I've got Drip Drip, which is still in the box, just so I remember. I have the Champagne Spray Made by Mitchell Blush Lights. I have got the Kevyn Aucoin Glass Glow Face. Apparently this is like not good. I've heard bad things about this since buying it. I've not yet tried it, but it looks very pretty, so it's fine. I have the Rare Beauty Enlighten highlighter. I've got the Revolution Goddess Glow little mini stick thingy. I have 2 of the MAC strobe creams, and I then have the Revolution Goddess Glow, kind of like Charlotte Tilbury dupe, and then I have the actual Charlotte Tilbury one, and then I have a little Becca Glow glaze stick, but it's actually not very good. I bought it from TK Maxx. And then I have a Zoeva. What actually is this? It's like a gel. If I remember correctly, it's like a jelly highlighter. And then in my primer section, I just have the big Revolution Blur stick. I've got this little like gold elixir. I've got the Fix and Glow primer, which I did not really like. I've got Conceal and Fix, which I don't tend to reach for just because I don't really tend to go for like matte ones anymore. I've got the e.l.f. Putty primer, which I haven't tried yet. As you can tell, so many products I haven't tried because I've been meaning to get back into my YouTube and TikTok for so long. So I've bought products and then have not used them because I've been meaning to film. So that's why there's so many products that haven't been used. Then I have the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, but I did buy the other one because this one was only at the end, so I just wanted to make sure I had the backup. I got the Arborian Pink Primer and Care. I've got 2 of the Rare Beauty ones. I think I must have done 2 orders, so I got 2. I have an Arborian, oh, CC Red Correct, that's meant to be done at the end. I have a Revolution Mattify Primer, which I think has run out. I have the Ordinary Silicone Primer, and then I just have my Embryolisse, if that's how you say it, moisturizer in here, because I always put it on just before my makeup, so that is in here for that reason. So yeah, this drawer's quite a lot. It's quite big. Now we are on to the 3 drawers on this side. This video is so long.